So now, what are my thoughts on on the talents? Let's see. Where was it? This the one? Nope. Is this the one? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, my thoughts on the talents. This is also not the one. One sec. Oh my god, bro. Where is it? It should be that one though. Whatever. Let's do this. Yeah. So my thoughts on the talents overall for Paladin. All right. So, red is very confusing. All right. We'll go like one at a time. Overall, the Paladin talents. I would say it's pretty clear what people are gonna go for. I would say 95% of the time. A lot of these are kinda useless. So I mean, Golden Path is like for parsing. It really doesn't do anything. So it's like, you know those abilities where it's like, on the chart, it will look fantastic, but let's be real for a second. Let's say it's like, you put a consecration under the raid group, right? And it heals them for a certain amount. Let's say it takes for like 100 heal per second, and there's 10 people there, so it's 1,000 heal per second. On the numbers, it's gonna look great. It's like an extra 1,000 HPS. But in reality, what's 100 heals per second on somebody who's taking like a lot of damage? Like, it's nothing. Like, you're not gonna notice it. You actually want just like an instant AoE heal. So again, it's great for the numbers, but doesn't really do anything, right? It's like, it's just a parsing mechanism, for example, right? And again, this also, it's like, what's 50% of 100? It's 50. Wow, 150 with a chance, you know, it's like, it's so weak. Or like, this would be 100 because it's 2 stacks, so it's like, okay, so instead of 100, it's 200, right? Again, very, very parsy, not very useful overall, though. It's like, this is not a life-saving mechanism. Whoever died with like, oh, he died and it's like he only took 100 extra damage, therefore like if you use this, it would have helped, it would have saved him. Like, dude, like, no, it doesn't work that way, right? So the passives, haste, crit chance, divine seed, fuck that guy. But and again, that was here. The movement, still, the biggest problem I have with Paladin, this is mostly for like PvP, but PvE as well. So if you think about Classic, Paladin was actually one of the most passively mobile champions, because they had the arm. What was that thing called? Divine Purpose? No, not Divine Purpose. But they had this passive that increases their movement speed by 15%. Right? And then they played around with it. It's like when you use Holy Power, like this Cataclysm, when you use Holy Power, you get movement speed for a certain duration, right? Stuff like that. And they try to play with it, but it's like Paladin has always been like very, very mobile. Not like actively mobile, but was passively mobile. Now it's like you need GCDs. It's like it feels bad. Like you need to waste GCDs on mobility, right? Which is really, really annoying, and it doesn't really feel good. Never did, ever since they added the fucking horse. Because here's the thing, they added the horse in like Mists, no one used it. They had the horse in WoD, no one used it. Everyone used, or like something similar to the horse. They added like, on a GCD, they added like Speed of the Light or something like that, which is like 70% movement speed. No one used it. It was like an active for movement speed. Then in WoD, you had the same thing. No one used it. Everyone used this, right? But it was 45%. Because it feels really good. Whenever you judge, you can just fucking run at somebody. It feels really fucking good. I did want to see better mobility options. I don't think anyone really likes the horse. Everyone like who doesn't play Paladin thinks like the horse, bro, you get to do mounted combat. Man, no one gives a shit about it. This is one of the worst mobility abilities in the game. It's a GCD, too long of a cooldown, doesn't break snares and all that stuff, and slows, right? It lasts it lasts long, but it's like only if you talent for it. But it's like, fuck it, who cares, right? And it is the most transparent thing you can do. Like everyone sees you're on a horse, stun or snare, right? When a rogue sprints, it takes you like a second or two to realize that he's sprinting. Like it's too late by the time you realize he sprinted, because he already fly, and it's off the GCD as far as I know. Blink can't do anything about that, right? Shapeshift and can't do anything about that. Shapeshift and sprint, which is both like because sprint for the druid is off GCD, you can literally macro a shapeshift into a sprint, right? Meanwhile, paladins have this. It just feels bad, you know. Even Death Knight have the death charge ability. I believe it's off the GCD, like the purple skull, that makes it so you can't be slowed by up. You can't be slowed under 100% or some shit. So it's like it's a snare canceller, it's a slow canceller, and it gives you 30% movement speed. And if you are slowed, you can be slowed under 100%, something like that. I don't remember the exact thing, but it's like it's kind of, you know, pretty much there. So again, Divine Steed never felt really good, and I wish this was just this, that ability was just this, or make this whole row a mobility thing and let people see what they choose. And let's be real, everyone would choose this in a heartbeat every fucking time, though obviously they would choose two. They would choose both, because like, why not? More mobility, like again, wheelchair class, right? The more mobility you have, the better, because your main problem as a paladin is reaching your target. A few interesting things is there was the increase range on some abilities. Was this here? Where was this? No. There wasn't a build. There was a talent that increases the range of like Templar's Verdict and all that stuff by 3 yards. Again, it's not great, but Final Verdict has 10 yards, so with that it'll be 13 yards, which again can help. But I mean, it makes it a bit more comfortable, but I don't feel like it's really needed. If they design their bosses in not like well enough that you don't need to be like inside the boss to hit it, you don't really need the 3 yards. It can help in PvP in some situations, but meh, you know, it's kind of like just meh. That's all it is. Where was it though? It was on the right side, pretty sure. But I don't know if it was on this tree or it was on this tree. Either way, yeah. It was somewhere around the trees. But yeah, 3 yards is whatever. Now, Seal of Electricity, like the passives, I am kind of okay with them, because it does allow you for like 2% haste, 2% crit, and then you can get 2% haste here somewhere, and 2% crit. Crit chance, another crit for that. This is another more haste, right? 1% haste, like 3% more haste. That's already 5. And there's like more haste somewhere here, right? So it's again 7% haste, basically passively, is actually like, it's pretty big, right? And then you have the crit chances somewhere as well for certain stuff. This is also gonna be big. So yeah, it does allow you to like play with your talents a bit. And again, I love having haste on Paladin. I hate the 20% haste build. It's so slow. It doesn't feel good. It feels like my GC, like I'm always on like a waiting for a cooldown. Once you use up all your abilities, you always wait for a cooldown. It just doesn't feel smooth. I love being at overall, I love being at 36%, but 36 is pretty fast, like too fast. I think the ideal was like 33% for permanent judgment on the target, but you can get away with 27% because you're missing like maybe half a second to a second of judgment timer on the enemy, which is like not that big of a deal as long as you're aware of it and don't like waste some strong an ability, like a holy ability, while judgment is almost coming up, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, a holy tree is not ready, so there's not much to talk about that. As far as red goes overall, I would say it's weird. I felt like this should be... One second, where is it? I felt like this side should be a Divine Storm build, and this side should be a Consecration, and this is pretty much the mandatory, the usual, like, you know, a single target bullshit. So single targets, like big single targets, Divine Storms, Consecration builds. Consecration and Blade of Wrath. But for some reason they have Consecration stuff here and they have Divine Storm stuff here. So it's like, why is it like, that's so weird. Like, just, you know, like, I don't know, it feels weird. Like the build is gonna be very weird. If you want to go like full Divine Storm build, you have to really like go to the opposite side of the fucking aisle, which I feel like is gonna waste a lot of your points. So it's like, do you not want me to make a Divine Storm build? Do you want to make a mix? Regardless where you go, you're going to have a Consecration Divine Storm mix, or you're going to have a Consecration Divine Storm mix here. Like, it's like, why? It's like, why can't I choose to go just Divine Storm, right? Or like, am I going to have to go like something like this into here and then go here, right? It's like, again, just feels really, really weird. I don't know why they made the build like this. It just feels uncomfortable, and like you're just gonna have like a fucking Zoro sign or some shit like that going on, or like you're gonna have like a, you know, this thing going on here. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know. It feels weird. Protection feels like they're missing a few talents. It feels like you're missing a lot of abilities. Like, doesn't feel like half as big, but it feels like half as small, but it feels like it's missing like, I don't know, 30% talents or some shit. As well as you have dead talents on the corners, which is great because you don't have to take them now. And you just worry about these guys. I'm glad that this... The thing is with this one... this requires 20 points. So... This area is going to be very limited because all of these are really fucking good. Right, it's like this you want, this you kind of want. Redoubt is pretty fucking massive. Again, technically you can probably avoid Redoubt if you want to. Like, it's not that big of a deal. 6% stamina is not going to be like a massive game changer. Oh, where is it? Yeah, like maybe you can avoid this, so that would save you points. Like 1, 2, 3, you want this. 4, 5, 6, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you do want these, right? So it's like you actually kind of want all of these. This one you don't care about. So this is 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because you really want this. And then you want this. You want this, you want this, yeah, so you'll have 10 points here, so then you have to skip a bunch of points here, you need only 10 points from here, so that's 1, 2, also shields you, yeah, 1, 2, 3 for sure, Sentinel is just looks massive, 3, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, you want this, so it's like 19, 20, 21. Yeah, so you're gonna have a lot of points just wasted here. This is Light of Titans. Maybe you don't care about this. You don't really care about this, I think. You don't really care about this. And then maybe this and this. So see, like, the problem is, like, you don't care about these ones, but you have to take this and this to get this, right? It's like... I don't know what the percent block will be, but again, like massive block chances. Right, so it's like a lot of your points will be wasted here. You're already 2 points over in here. There's really nothing you can, like, you want this, 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 you want this with this, and then maybe, and you might be able to avoid this. I mean, honestly, like the Shield of the Righteous, Word of Glory might not be that important overall. It helps, but it's like a lot of times, like, you'd rather just like use Word of Glory instead of Shield of the Righteous if like you're taking damage. Like you don't really need this too much, I think. It helps that you can get double Word of Glory in the worst case scenario, but honestly, if your crit chance is high enough, your Word of Glory is pretty much a full HP, so it's not that big of a deal. I will see, like with your survivability right now, you might not need this, to be honest, so you can skip this. Then you can just go this. So this is like already like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You skip this thing, then it's like 9, 10. And then you go to here, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Right? And then you play with this. Problem is, like, I don't know how many points you have. If it's in the 30s, you might be able to get like multiple of these. Right? But yeah, but it feels like there's only like really one, majority of time, one build for prot. Yeah, no, it's like you don't really have much choices, much play area with prot. Prot is pretty like much whatever. Red is just too many options. I feel like you need to see how the points go, but like again, I just hate that it's so weirdly mixed up. It doesn't feel good, and Holy's not ready yet, so we'll see what happens with Holy. I don't even think these talents mean anything right now. It's just the abilities that you have right now. Yeah, it's just what Holy has right now, so it doesn't, it's whatever. But yeah, overall, what do I feel about Red overall? I feel like it's overall, I said overall, did I say overall? Yeah, so overall, it's a step in the right direction. For Red, it's a massive step in the right direction. I like that they're trying weird stuff like Path of Ruin should deal substantially more damage because it takes away from your... It's if it wastes 3 holy powers, it should deal substantially more damage. Like, how is Wake of Ashes dealing so much like more damage than something like Path of Ruin? It doesn't make any sense to me. Right? And again, you're not gonna have substantially more enemies than 5. Yeah, so this deals reduced damage beyond 5 targets, while this deals the same damage, I guess. Nope, deals reduced damage beyond 5 targets, so it doesn't even matter. Right, so it's not even like a pure frontal, like massive AoE, because like it will do less damage the more targets there are, so it's not even worth it, really. Kind of sucks. And like you want to go for not Imperium Power, where is it? For this one, you want to go for Tempest of Lightbringer because Tempest of Lightbringer has no target cap. Which is, again, like, why is this on this side though? Like, this should be here. It feels so weird. The Consecration, it grants 1 holy power, should be here. The inner power should be on this side or like in the middle. Preferably like inner power is probably good here. I would say probably here would be better. Exorcism should be somewhere here, and Sanctification should be probably here. Honestly, just remove Deemed Unworthy and just put Sanctification or some shit. Just like, you know, switch this and that. Because again, why have Consecration on this side at all? It doesn't make no sense, man. You literally like, look, Divine Purpose stuff, Divine Purpose stuff, Divine Purpose stuff. Like AoE basically, right? This is single target. This is AoE. So why is Divine Purpose on this side? Like, why are you mixing it up so much? It just makes no sense to me. I don't know. It's so weird. Whoever designed this, I don't know. I really want to know what they were thinking. But yeah, overall, I would say overall, a step in the right direction. And hopefully I will see more changes specifically to this. Make it, make like the first long arm of the law 25%, 45% and give it another stack, which would make it 45%. Everyone's going to take this regardless of anything. Everyone's going to take 45%. It's just going to be massive. Protection feels fine overall. Everything is passive, so whatever. But yeah, those are my thoughts about the whole Paladin. We'll do another video when Holy actually comes out. But yeah, thanks for watching. Frem out. Frem out? Yeah, Frem out. We'll go with that. Whatever.